You're listening to the Millennovator podcast, where we host the most innovative millennial entrepreneurs, and you learn the secret tips, proven tricks, and profitable tools they have picked up from entrepreneurial infancy to straight up business empire, and every stage in between. And now, your hosts and money Millennovators, Jonathan and Will.
Give me the mic now, go right now. I'm trying to sit it now, go right now. You trying to get it now, go right.
What is up, Millennovator listeners in the Millennovator community? I am Will DeShazo, sitting right here next to your co-host, Jonathan Murner.
Hey, everybody.
Jonathan, how's it going this morning, man?
Great, man. Just up early, just trying to get on the grind.
I mean, how cool is it that we have an entire online community that is dedicated to providing innovative millennial entrepreneurs with all the secret tips, all the profitable tricks, and every single proven tool there is out there to launch a successful startup.
And you guys are really in, for lack of a better word, a treat. I mean, we've been putting a lot of work into this, and we're super excited about the website, the podcast, just every part of it. We're super excited about what we have to offer you guys and how it's going to help you in your business.
I mean, if you could sit down with 100, 200 of our nation's top millennial entrepreneurs and ask them anything you could think about. And when I say anything, I mean, how did you get started? What are some of the biggest trials that you have? How do you balance your family work life? How did you hire employees? What happened in a lawsuit? How do you handle that? How do you scale? What do you do to grow? How do you get an online presence? Anything. Would you want to do it?
Yeah.
That is what this show is for. The Millennovator story. Jonathan, it was 2 years ago. It was December of 2015. Jonathan and I were working with another guy at a stodgy old financial planning firm, right? it was stock photos on the wall. Now, we loved everyone there, but it just wasn't quite our startup scene. It wasn't our style. And I think we both felt that in the gut.
For sure.
We all three sat down at the end of that year and said, where are we going with this? What's going on?
What's going on?
And decided, you know what? We want to work for ourselves. We want to brand ourselves. We want to trademark ourselves. Mm-hmm. We want to start a financial coaching group that is geared to building wealth without Wall Street and towards business owners. Now, we did that. And in the process, we found, holy smokes, a lot of millennials are starting businesses.
Oh, for sure.
And not only that, but a lot of our country's most successful businesses are millennial run. Mm-hmm. But not only that, Jonathan, but so many people hate on millennials.
They really do.
We get so ragged on, man, all the time. These guys don't pay for that. These guys are entitled. These guys want success now. Yeah, we want success now, and we want to build it, right?
Yeah, that's totally right. We work with a lot of business owners, and he told us that he felt like millennials were not worth his time. Honestly, that rubbed me very wrong.
For lack of a better term, that pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly. So it rubbed me so wrong that before Will and I were kind of talking about this and the idea and the concept, and we thought it would be a cool idea, but really didn't put a whole lot of thought into it or really know where it was going. But once we had that conversation and he just told us that millennials weren't worth his time, it rubbed us the wrong way so much. And for, a week or two, finally I came to Will and I said, dude, we got to do this. Almost in a, we have to do this to prove him wrong kind of thing. And that, some people out there might think that's bad, but, whatever motivates you, right?
And that led us to where we are today. This show is dedicated to starting and beginning thousands of millennial-run businesses because we do believe that we can wipe that tarnish right off. This is the most innovative generation our country has ever seen.
Yeah, and we believe that wholeheartedly, and we wanted to prove that not only to him, but to the world. And so that's what we're doing on this show, on this podcast, on our website. We're really showing you those entrepreneurs, those Millennovators out there who are doing it right and how they've done it.
And if you subscribe to the show, you're going to learn this, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that every interview we've had, this is a common theme. Jonathan, there's never really a good time to just start a business. And you can speak on that wholeheartedly.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm 28 years old. I've been married for 7 years. I got a 2-year-old who is just awesome. Last night, should have seen him. He was in his big boy pants for the first time. So definitely some milestones there. But with that comes a lot of responsibility. And I'll be honest with you, it takes a lot of time to get a business off the ground, especially if you're doing it for a couple businesses.
Yeah.
And so I am a very family-oriented kind of guy. So for me to work my butt off and spend time with the family, it's hard. I'll be honest with you, Will. I mean, it's hard. It's definitely a process of trying to figure out how to do both. As Matt Horowitz for LSU University says in one of our podcasts that you'll hear in the future, you just got to get in the game. And you just got to get out there and get after it. And so when you're getting after it, there's a lot of different hats you're wearing. For me right now, from about 6 to 9 in the morning, I'm crushing it on podcasts, website design, blogs, posting, all that kind of stuff. From 9 to maybe 5, I can be a financial coach. I can be anything like that where I'm working with people. I'm trying to help them with their finances. And then at night, I'm a family guy. And then when my boy goes to bed, I'm a Millennovator again. I'm working on podcasts. I'm working on the website design, all kinds of stuff. So there's so many different hats you have to wear, even with the financial coaching I've done. And since we kind of did that, I mean, just so many hats that you have to wear during the process.
As an entrepreneur, I can go ahead and tell you that we know where you're at right now, whether you are in the side hustling phase, and there are 3 people who listen to our show. There's the side hustler, the person who's trying out an idea, who's testing out a demographic, who's trying to build a little bit of income to see if this is going to work, all the while working a 9 to 5, right? Mm-hmm. What we're doing right here to help you, this is not our full-time job.
Not yet.
We are doing this to help you run and start your business, side hustler. And full-time hustler, those of you out there who have quit your 9 to 5 and started that side hustle full-time, this is going to help you tweak it and take it to the next level.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, the episodes that we're doing, I mean, as much as I know you guys would love to listen to Will and I talk all the time, we're going to have these top Millennovator entrepreneurs on our show to tell their stories. I personally feel like the best way for people to learn is through other people's stories. They just have so many pearls of wisdom in their stories, and they can tell you their successes, their failures, and just different ways for you to see how they got to where they are. And I'm just super excited about you hearing those stories and meeting those people.
If you do subscribe, you'll hear in an upcoming episode about somebody who spoke about how you've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. You have got to eat, sleep, live, die, do everything to get this off the ground. And if you do that, you will succeed. And by subscribing, you're going to be able to hear all of this stuff all of the time. But Jonathan, one of my favorite parts about hosting this podcast is the listener feedback.
Oh, for sure.
We don't just listen to your feedback. We implement the crap out of it. We answer all of your top questions in specific interviews with top Millennovator guests. We encourage you to ask us questions to ask these people and get you those answers. We also call the people that you want on the show. Hey, if you want John Lee Dumas on the show, we'll get John Lee Dumas on the show. If you want Gary Vee on the show, we're gonna get you Gary Vee on the show eventually. I promise you that. That is my sincere promise to you as a listener. Whoever you want on this show, as long as they are qualified as a top innovative millennial entrepreneur, we're going to have them on this show.
Man, that's serious.
And that is not even the tip of the iceberg, right? We've got a whole website full of content. I don't even want to get into everything that you can find.
Man.
You talked about pearls of wisdom. The website is full of it.
Well, just so many different resources that we're going to offer. I mean, obviously the podcast is on there, but just different downloadable content that you can use and you can apply. I mean, people, I think especially millennials, want something that they can apply immediately, and we're going to have that.
And there's
for you.
nothing wrong with that. I'm so tired of hearing people say the millennial generation wants it here and now. How fun is it for us to host these people and say, yeah, you're right. We do want it here and now.
I don't want to wait till I'm 65.
For success. I'm not trying to wait for success. I'm not trying to hold my money in a 401k and wait until I'm 65 either. That ticks me off. Don't even get me started on the topic.
That's a different conversation.
As financial coaches, we will do that. However, I want success now, and I know that you do too. That's why we're giving you this. We're providing this catalyst to get you there even quicker. This podcast is literally interviewing the top people and exposing their failures, exposing what they did wrong so that you don't have to go down that same track. Because listen, I've been there before. I started at LLC right out of college. I thought I was going to be the best of the best travel agency dedicated towards college students. And guess what? It failed miserably. I wasted money, but more importantly, I wasted so much time, Jonathan. Had I had a resource like this, I know for a fact I would not have done anything the way. I would have built an audience first and then built my product around that audience. So listen, guys, in order to get access to all of these secret tips, all of these profitable tricks, and all of the proven tools, you gotta subscribe. It's as easy as clicking subscribe to literally be in the room with some of the top Millennovators in the country.
So worth your time. I'm telling you, the stories that you'll hear, there's so much wisdom packed in there, but they're motivating.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, some of these stories that we've had, I've just wanted to just run through a brick wall after.
And we do have glass walls in this podcast room and in our office, and I'm really concerned about that. After half the Skype interviews that we have, this dude's literally about to bust through the glass. But it's so true. All you need sometime is just that one nugget, that one piece of inspiration to say, you know what? I'm done. I've been taking on this side hustle now, and I am ready to just bring this thing home. Let me start the LLC. Let me get the audience. Let me figure out how to bring the income in, and the rest, I'm going to listen to Millennovator to hear.
Ooh, I like it.
That's what we're here for, guys. So subscribe to the show to get more access to my boy Jonathan right here sitting next to me.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a 2-year-old boy that is just continually growing and growing and growing. And maybe we'll feature him on the show pretty soon because he's probably going to have a business mind just like his daddy. But guys, don't miss the show. We're telling you, we're going to have some really amazing guests on here. Not only that, but we're going to provide some secondary information on our website. If you're into that kind of thing, you might not be, and that's okay too. But as long as you do subscribe to the show, you're going to get all of those nuggets. We really hope that you'll enjoy it. As I mentioned earlier, we're up to customer feedback, man. We listen to our listeners more than anything.
Let us know.
And we love hearing from you guys. We've got millennovator@gmail.com. That will always be the case. And you can also find us at millennovator.com. That's MILLENNOVATOR.
2 L's, 2 N's.
Easy as that. Guys, tune in to the next episode, episode 1, where we host our first guest Millennovator entrepreneur. You're not going to want to miss it. Subscribe to get access to that episode, and we will see you there. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to call your mother and tell that woman that you love her. And if you love the show almost as much, subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a sweet review. We're definitely not ashamed to blush. Now, go forward and implement what you learned from today's episode into your business. We cannot wait to personally hear your story of success and replicate it 1,000 times over.
Give me the mic, not now,